What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. What do we got going on in the show this week, huh? What is going on in Impact this week as we are leading now into Victory Road, which is next week, and then Bound for Glory coming next month, which, I don't know why they're trying to book two shows. I know Victory Road is a plus show, but, I think they should be solely focused on Bound for Glory right now, given that it is their biggest pay-per-view of the year. I still think it's very odd that they're doing Bound for Glory on a Friday. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Saturday or Sunday, okay, but, why are you doing it on a Friday? That's the same thing Ring of Honor used to do, just do pay-per-views on Fridays, but I didn't think that it made sense at the time, so I really found it strange that Impact is really doing that for a Friday, though. But other than Bound for Glory still coming up, we kicked it off with Speedball Mike Bailey versus Mascara Dorada, formerly known as Grand Metalik. Good match. Every week, Speedball Mike Bailey impresses me. I think the guy puts on bangers almost every week ever since he's been doing this whole open challenge thing for the X Division title, and his matches have been great. I think it's one of the best things on the show right now. This was enjoyable. Bailey did hit the ultimate weapon on Mascara for the win. Both had shook hands, but Kenny King came out and ended up taking out both of them. He took out Dorada and Dorada and whatnot, and Speedball, so he ended up taking both of them out, getting the royal flush and everything. So, Kenny King still won that X Division title right now, and stuff, other than being an open challenge, one-time open challenge thing. Next, they went to Eric Young and I guess Diener and all these Yellow Rain cult or hoodie guys, cult guys that were there. Eric Young basically, told him, who are you? And he says, who am I? And one said Eric Young, and Diener started beating the crap out of him. And then I guess one of them called him the designer. And he says, what's your name? And I guess the guy called him his real name, and Diener beat him up. And, UI says, what is your name? And he says, I am Violence, and you are the designer. So I really wonder this is going. Some would think this is looking like a Wyatt family thing, or he's leading a cult. I didn't know where, I think I said this last week or two, I don't know where Violent by Design was going, especially when Eric Young had said everyone's going to find their own path. I know Joe Doring is going to be gone until the foreseeable future while he's fighting cancer right now. But I kind of wonder where EY and Diener were going to be going, so I guess they're still doing the Violent by Design thing, or whatever this is, now with all these guys in yellow raincoats. So, I do wonder where this is going, okay, I really do, because I just thought they were just going to go and do their own thing, or something, so I'm not really sure where this is leading to. Mike Bailey was talking to Scott D'Amore in the back, talking about what Mike Bailey's been doing. He's been having all these good matches and all that stuff, but you need a good opponent for Victory Road. And he talked about, he's going to be facing Delirious from Ring of Honor, or the head booker of former head booker of Ring of Honor. So Delirious wants a title shot. And, I got something else to talk to you about. You've been doing too much around here. So we're going to bring back the Triple Threat Revolver, I guess, for a number one contender shot. And basically everybody wants it, from Impact to, New Japan to Mexico. And he talked about guys being in there from Kenny King to Trey Miguel, Black Taurus, Laredo Kid, Alex Zane, and Uemura and whatnot. And even Mia Yim wants a shot also. Even got some calls from Jacksonville from, I guess, Frankie Kazarian. He wants a shot again for the X Division title and whatnot. So everybody, I guess, wants some type of shot against Speedball right now. So we'll see how the Triple Revolver thing goes and who will be next, his opponent after Victory Road and whatnot. So we'll see what happens from there. Decay went and get Steve Macklin and Moose, which it ended up with, Decay going over, with Macklin knocking Moose off the apron and him getting rolled up. And then when both are arguing with each other, Sami Callihan shows on the balcony doing his hacking thing, because he says, you guys need to beat the hell out of each other and stuff. And you guys aren't trying to work together and all that stuff. Which they showed a video of Moose, I guess, talking to his lawyer and talking about if this whole thing legally binding. He says, no, this is a verbal agreement, okay? And I'm going to screw over Macklin, just like the same how I screwed over W. Morrissey, which, pissed off, Steve Macklin in, saying, that means nothing and whatnot. It's a new deal now, which they even show a video of Macklin on his phone, so he's going to put a slug in Moose's head before he stabs him in the back. So, at least Sammy's using his hacking skills for once for something good instead of just teleporting all over the place and actually hacking people's phones and devices to see what they're talking about and stuff. But next, Moose and Macklin start beating the hell out of each other. Then Sammy came out there, got his barbed wire baseball bat and hit Macklin with it. And, rolling out of there as both of them, him and Moose got away in, and Sammy was still holding his baseball bat. So, yeah, they still got that barbed wire massacre thing coming up and stuff. So, we'll see what goes on from there. But, especially at Victory Road, I believe that's next week. So, what's going to happen is, I guess everybody's against each other now. No one can trust anybody. This whole alliance thing with Macklin and Moose, I guess, is done since they saw what happened there. So, what happens next, we'll see at Victory Road. Havoc and Rosemary and Ty are in the back. Rosemary's still calling Havoc a distraction. Havoc basically went on, I guess Jessica now, not Havoc. But Jessica basically went on to say, Rosemary distracted the referee and, Ty has something to say about it. Rosemary, okay, what does Ty have to say? And Ty basically said, the real problem is your beef with Jessica. Now, Jessica's sick and fun. And she's also ready, but Rosemary says she still needs to prove it and whatnot. So we'll see what happens next. Killer Kelly went against Alicia Edwards. Killer Kelly won with the Killer Clutch. She started to stare at Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans. Tasha was on commentary. Savannah got a chair, but Kelly stepped on it. Steelz ended up getting in the ring, but it wasn't trying to go for the chair. But Kelly ended up just staring at her as Tasha ended up just kind of rolling back out of there and whatnot, staring on. So we'll see what happens. I think the match was at Victory Road, I'm assuming. So we'll see what happens there. Next, they showed some dude in a hospital bed and talked about a chair was thrown at him and bite marks on him, which I guess that's a shot at the whole Ace Steel, AEW fight thing that went on in the back. Next thing you know, I guess the guy was trying to say something until the local hero, Joe Hendry has been here before. The man that sings a lot, he was singing and they all sang as the man died and flatlined there. Nobody cared as everybody was all happy to hear that Joe Hendry will motivate Impact and whatnot. So I don't know what I think Joe Hendry was back in was he there like the last part of Ring of Honor before, Ring of Honor stopped before AEW bought it? Because I think he was there at the time. So, we'll see where that goes. But I do remember him being, because the last time I saw him in Impact was a few years ago, and I think he had that angle going on with Grado at the time, and I don't think nothing else came from it. So we'll see what happens with Joe Hendry here. Next thing you know, they had Honor No More going against Rich Swann and Josh Alexander for the tag team championships. A good match, but ended up with Eddie Edwards coming out there with his kendo stick, trying to help Honor No More out. But next thing you know, Heath came in with a wake-up call, which was a disqualification then, as Josh was pissed off at Heath after that and did not like what happened and what went down. So, he didn't like what was going on. So, yeah, come on, Honor No More wasn't going to lose the tag titles right here after they just won them. So, it had to be something screwy, so I guess they had to go with a DQ finish and whatnot. So there you go. Jordan Grace was in the back looking at the whole Masha's gonna kill you thing, and basically Johnny Swinger and Zicky Dice showed up with pizza, saying she didn't order any pizza. It's the best pizza in Dallas, but they were here to give a picture to her, which was Maxie Impaler. I believe she was from Ring of Honor. It's a Pick Your Poison match at Victory Road, as Masha picked, her poison, which is Maxie Impaler. And basically, Masha says, I'm going to get in that match, she's going to get Masha Jordan Grace, but she said she's going to kill Zicky Dice next week and then slap them with pizza before they left after that. Heath was trying to apologize to Swan and Josh in the back, causing a tag title match. It wasn't that, but Scott D'Amore showed up saying, I know what you guys did out there, but he can't keep doing that in matches and everything. So he decided to make it a 6-man tag between Swan, Heath and Josh. Man, every time I look at just Rich Swann, I always just think to myself, like, man, this guy's really falling off of grace. He never got that rematch for the world title, did he? But they'll be going against Honor No More. At least this isn't another 5-on-5, a 8-man tag, 10-man tag. At least it's not one of those, because I've seen way too many of those of Honor No More taking L's the majority of the time in these 10 8-man matches. So at least it's not that. But they can't put the world title on Victory Road, given it's going to be at Bound for Glory. So we'll see what happens there. Mickie James went against High End, as basically Mickie James won. We've already talked about the whole last rodeo tour. Mickie, going from the bottom to the top. So she ended up beating High End, but Giselle Shaw came out then saying, you've been facing all these, nobodies or whatnot, because I'm here to steal the spotlight right now. And you're only wrestling nobodies because, you're trying to delay the inevitable right now. And basically your time is up. And she wanted a match at Victory Road or whatnot. So Mickie basically accepted Giselle Shaw's offer for a match at Victory Road. As Giselle said, I'm going to take the spotlight because the spotlight belongs to Giselle Shaw. So we'll see what happens there at Victory Road in that. Vincent was in another promo with PCO in the dark room and putting a bag over his head, talking about, the sword swallow at a freak show can actually stab itself in the heart and fall to the floor and everything. It could be an attraction. It's all entertainment, but we are Honor No More and whatnot. So he went on to say that. Brian Myers kind of promo with a ladder backstage. Basically talked about Blue Pender being in this business and everything, and it's never going to end and stuff. But it's going to come crashing down. You accomplish at this age, because I've accomplished as much at this age as he said. At that age, as he said. But the roller coaster of success and failure is more than beyond wrestling, and you got to climb the ladder to success. And that next week the digital media title will be on the line at the most professional wrestler will cause it to crumble. So good promo by Brian Myers here. I don't give a shit about this digital media belt, but it was a good promo though. In the main event, we did get the Motor City Machine Guns versus the Good Brothers. Good tag match. Crowd was kind of against the Guns out there. I believe this is the last time we will see the Good Brothers in Impact for a while, because I guess since the Guns will end up be facing Aussie Open next week for the New Japan Strong titles, but the Guns and the Good Brothers end up doing the 2 sweet and hugging after the match. But yeah, the Good Brothers, I believe their contract's already done with Impact Wrestling at this point. I think they want to work more with New Japan. I know Carl Anderson still got that Never Openweight Championship. I know he's going to be defending against Tanahashi later this month and whatnot, but they're basically done with Impact for the time being and everything, so we'll see what happens in the future for that. But it's a good tag match and everything. Show was okay. Basically everything was mostly consistent, just leading into Bound for Glory. But then again, why are you trying to book 2 pay-per-views right now? I know one's a plus show, but you should be really focused on your main biggest pay-per-view that you have going on. So another straightforward show, I would say, with Impact. Not bad and everything. Like I said, it's a lot of build going on and whatnot, so it was a pretty good show. It wasn't the worst show, but it was okay. All right, I guess they had Joe Hendry coming back, and Speedball and Mascara Dorado was pretty good. The Mickie James tour continues, and the Guns and Good Brothers was a pretty good tag match in the end. But other than that, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys then. Peace out.